The dollar, which was pretty bullish yesterday. Nothing crazy, but we did see a bit of an up move. Actually, we started bearish. We started bearish on Monday morning, but since I kind of left the stream, we did pick up to the upside a little bit. But it looks like we're still stuck at resistance here. And for the most part, the market is a little bit flat right now. Again, the bigger picture for me for the dollar is still a push back into the low here at 98, just below 98. Where I've got the swing low. That's still my expectation. As long as price remains below this high here, I remain pretty bearish for the dollar. So I have been looking for this week a push to the upside, kind of through resistance there, to kind of give us that potential deeper pullback, maybe even trap some buyers the wrong way, and then hopefully we get the continuation back to lows, especially because we've had such a tough time trying to break through support here. We might push up first before we do come back down. And I'm still kind of looking to see if we can get that. At the moment, of course, it looks like resistance is doing a pretty good job. We could potentially sell from here. I think looking for some shorts from that area, especially on like an hourly time frame. That's a really nice rejection this morning, actually. It's not a bad place for a short, actually. Gonna have a stab here. If it does fail, there could be some better opportunities later on with a better risk to reward. But solid rejection this morning on the dollar. Nice close there on the hourly as well. We could see a bit of a sell-off, at least back to probably these lows here this afternoon. Do we go further? Do we rip to the lows? That will be up to the dollar to decide. But strong rejection at the high. I do think we probably will see a little bit of a push lower there for the DXY and the USD. Itself is doing a pretty good job at respecting resistance there. Nice wick on the 4-hour chart. Of course, this 4-hour candle still has about 2 hours left before it does close, but it is looking like it's doing a good job. But again, we see a move to the downside. We're back into support. We're back to where we started. Does price go and break through this time, or do we turn around? We don't know. Essentially, we've got a bit of a range here for the dollar, but the overall picture, the overall bias is still looking for a push south. So basically just looking for good opportunities to short the dollar and take it lower. So taking that into consideration into euro, very bullish, basically looking for the exact opposite, a push back to the swing high here at 1.15651. So looking for a swing back to that high. Again, for euro, as long as we stay above this swing low, I remain bullish for the pair. I spoke a lot about this kind of corrective price action yesterday. The market's looking really tired, fading at resistance there as well. I'm kind of looking to see if euro can drop lower. Likewise with the USD, the DXY, if it can push higher, give me that next higher low, and then perhaps we see the continuation of this bullish trend. Kind of lining up with a bit of a trend line there as well. So that's kind of what I'm looking for in terms of an opportunity on the 4-hour chart. Whether we get that move or not to push down in the first place is up to euro. Similar to the dollar right now, support looks like it's holding pretty well. We might see a bit of a rally back to resistance, but that's simply nothing that I'm going to look to try and trade in the 4-hour chart. I think from an hourly perspective, solid rejection. Probably could see a bit of a swing to the upside, back into some resistance there. But yeah, I'll be prepared to probably close some profits as we push into those highs, just in case we come back down. Because essentially, all euro's doing is ranging. So that's another reason why I would like price to break lower, get away from all the noise, back into some fresh areas of support, and then hopefully from there we can rally. If you look to the left, it does line up pretty well for decent support level there. So I've got some healthy confluence down here for a buy. Whether we get there or not, that is the question. But my expectation is still more upside for euro. It's just about, again, where can we position ourselves long to take advantage of that move. Pound USD, very bearish this morning. We had some pound news which really did weaken pound quite a lot this morning. So if you look at all the USD pairs, pound has definitely taken the biggest hit. So it's not so much to do with USD being strong, it's more so to do with pound being very, very weak. But again, the overall picture for pound USD is still very bullish. The market's still creating higher highs and higher lows. You can see the uptrend there pretty clear. We broke above the highs there to our left. So that's really kind of set the bias for me in terms of where I'm expecting price to go next. As long as we stay above this level, I remain bullish, expecting to see another swing high. And now that we push back into support, I think this is a great place to long from. This is where we were speaking yesterday. I think that's a great place for a buy. We had this ascending channel which price broke out of last week. So it looks like we had the kind of the retest of that, then the continuation. I still think price can make its way back to support here before potentially we do continue. And then, yeah, we'll see what happens from there. If we do reject support, well, I think that's a great place to be looking for entries for a long. If we were to collapse and break through, well, a retest could provide some nice shorts as well. Either which way, there's an opportunity probably at that level in the next coming days. So keeping a close eye at 1.343 roughly. For now, still bullish because we're still above the level. But if we do crack it, I will look to turn that bias around. And of course, you got the break and retest opportunity above the high here. But again, we're still at least a few days away from that as well. But definitely something to consider. Onto dollar CAD, still looking for a buy for this one. For this leg here has been very corrective. So it looks to me that we probably will get another drop there. Which is good because that's kind of what I want to see if I'm going to look to buy dollar CAD. I want price to push back into this zone to our left here. Really nice consolidation, rip to the upside. Looking to see if the market can get a nice test of that area before we do flip that bias around and turn bullish. Again, it's a bit more of a counter trend situation. I'm not necessarily looking to follow a trend in this area. I'm not necessarily looking to follow a trend in this area. It's more so the market is quite stretched. We've been bearish for quite a while. We're becoming a bit more corrective now. We're testing a big area of supply. If the price action lines up well and I get my necessary confirmations, I think that would be a great place for a long. And again, just looking for a bounce, not looking to take this to the moon. Just looking for a bounce, maybe back to some of these highs, depending on how everything shapes up. But I think that could be a nice place for a buy. The sells I'm not too interested in anymore because the market's already had its fun with the sells. We're looking a bit fatigued now, especially with being a bit more of a swing trader, entering on the 4-hour chart. I'm already seeing signs that the market is tired. So now's not the time for me to be looking to jump into any sells. If anything, buys are looking a lot more attractive. Aussie dollar, again, I was actually looking to short this one on this candle here, but I waited for the candle to close and it pulled back and left this humongous wick to the downside. So that's a big red flag in terms of shorting Aussie dollar. I said I was interested in taking Aussie to the downside this week, judging how corrective price has been. I do think we are due a bit of a move to the downside at some point. So I'm at least looking to see if I can trade it into the low of the channel. Maybe if I'm lucky, catch the breakout as well. But you can see price is stuck at some resistance right now. It's held pretty well once, twice, so far third time. But I'm looking for that kind of significant rejection that would trigger me into a position. This candle could have been it if it kind of kept pushing and closed well. Of course, left behind a huge wick, and that's a bit of a red flag. So maybe we do rally through the zone now and push to the upper end of the channel, and then we get the reaction. We have to wait and see. Again, a big part of trading is just being able to adapt and react to what the market is giving you. But at this level, not seeing the rejection I'm after. But we're still within the channel, so as we do push up, especially in a very corrective manner, I do think we can top out and push back down again. And then we'll go from there. Maybe we reject the lows and push back up, or maybe we get a breakout. But for now, I am interested in the shorts for Aussie dollar. So just going to stay patient and wait for a clear opportunity to actually get into a position. As the USD, I'm still looking for the break and retest of this area, but it's becoming very choppy, and I'm losing love for this opportunity here. Originally, when none of this happened and I saw the 3 kind of clear, definitive test of this zone, I was like, cool, if we do see a solid break of this, there's a good chance we're going to retest and continue to the upside. Then we had this kind of fake out, fake back in, fake out, fake back in, and now we're kind of just correctively moving to the upside, not really seeing much momentum, which is the key thing. That's the key kind of indication of a good breakout, momentum. You don't want to break out to be kind of sluggish and fatigued. If you're seeing a breakout and it's moving like that, it's not really a breakout you want to follow. And they're more prone to fake outs as well. If you see a breakout that kind of rips to the upside, well, that's a clear sign that breakout most of the time is going to mean business. And if you do get a retest, there's a good chance we do continue because of that momentum. You're seeing a continuation of that momentum. If it's very corrective, then that's not going to cut it for me. And that's exactly what we're seeing here with XAUUSD. So unless we see a sudden change in momentum and price was to come back and retest that, I'm not really going to be looking at the buys anymore for XAUUSD. Altogether, we're very, very corrective as well, which is not really what I want to see as a buy. I want to see healthy momentum, healthy higher highs and higher lows. I wouldn't be surprised if we do go for a bit of a drop, which is similar to my buys for Aussie dollar, and they are similar pairs to be fair. So I do wonder if we're going to get that drop there. So don't really have a clear-cut trade at the moment for XAUUSD, just seeing how we operate at these levels. If you do see a clear break to the downside, maybe a sharp pullback and a continuation might be a nice play, but yeah, I'd rather focus on Aussie dollar. XAUUSD just doesn't look that great. Gold, still seeing if we can push the upside. To be honest, I am still just about bullish on this pair. We had this descending channel here, which kept us bearish, but then we had the breakout last week. A lot of momentum there, which was great. And then in terms of opportunities, I was looking to see if we can break and retest the high here for some entries last week. Didn't quite get that. To see if I can trade it back into the high. Didn't quite get that. We've had this push down. I'm kind of looking to see if we kind of respect the low or respect the up end of this channel and potentially put another higher low in to continue. You know, you've got the low there, high, higher low, high, potentially next higher low, and from there we might continue. I'm still kind of waiting for us to clear resistance here before I do look for any entries. But yeah, I am still very bullish on gold. The way I would turn bearish is if I was to see price close back within the channel. If that was to happen, then yeah, I will look at this as a big fake out and switch my buys pretty quickly. But that's not the case so far. Still bullish, but do need to see price kind of break the highs to reinstate that bullish momentum, reinstate the buyers are back in control of gold, and then we can look for some pullbacks and ride it back to highs. Then silver, pretty straightforward with silver, to be honest, in terms of what I'm looking for. The market is just very, very bullish right now. Again, I'm looking to see if I can get a retest of this area, but judging momentum and how price is looking, I think there's still a possibility we do see it. We are very corrective now as well for silver, so that does give me hope that the market is about to form a top to pull back. Whether it pullbacks all the way to retest this area, it's a different question, but that would be my preferred setup. Of course, since we've cleared the highs here to our left, that has really made things pretty simple in terms of what I'm expecting from the market, what I'm looking for the market to do. Clear break to the upside, a lot of momentum, waiting for a pullback just to continue the trend. And of course, for now, this is the only area which ticks my boxes. Nowhere else kind of does fit the plan, at least on the time frames I'm looking at and the levels I want to trade.